Good day, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos are for educational purpose only. This is not a trading room. This is an education purpose only, and you're very welcome to follow any of our automated signal as long as you are on a sim. We are not responsible for your trade. Sometimes on a YouTube there is a few seconds delay, and there is nothing we can do about it. The delay is not from us, it's from YouTube. Before I cover anything here to the ES trader, I want you to pay attention. We are to the negative side. That's not the question here. The system has took those signals base. I will explain that. But we have a problem with the ES. As you see, there is a lot of support area on the ES. And especially for our traders using our system, you need to break even as soon as possible on that ES. And the reason is we are going into the right direction. The question is not about going in the wrong direction or anything like that. But the problem is we have a support area, 1, 2, 3, 4 support area. And if we look at the ES, and this ES having a problem breaking all those levels, once we break that 29, 31, 25, we are going to be trending very well. But if this market keep going up, we're going to have some volatility problem and the market might go sideways. And that is going to be very hard for you to auto trade or a manual trade in that matter. So it is the key right now for those guys depend on how we guide every morning. If that ES not able to break those level here, you're going to have a chop market all the way till 12 o'clock. If this market broke that area here, we're going to have some trend in market. So this is a very, very important key to see what this ES is about to do. And God help us if this ES gonna go above the 29.36. This means we are gonna dive into a chop market today, and it's gonna be a bit nasty. For the ones that just joined us, you have the market analyzer here. The market analyzer here, we do not zero anything in there, or we can play with the numbers. We cannot even control anything in the market analyzer. On this market analyzer, it is 24 hours non-stop. And you have the sell position, you have the entry position, 24 hours. And you have the target position, 24 hours. And then the P&L is calculated from the last entry, not the whole day. So again, we have 301 tick into the profit based on the last entry, not the whole day. And then the profit is based on the last entry signal. It's not the whole day, you know. So this is very important to know all those details. And then once the target hit, this means the system is going to close the trade, and there is no more trade until we generate a new signal. And like this kind of auto trade, this is a different type of an auto trade. We just started the auto trade and they just closed 1,090 on that one. On this one, they keep trading left and right, up and down. This is most of the traders are familiar with that kind of auto trade. On the TI7, there is a big variety of different entry and a different filter, and then you add them. We provide a template, you load the template, or you can tweak the auto trade whatever you like, aggressive, not aggressive, conservative is fine. But on this signal entry is not like the other auto trades. Is not gonna keep taking a trade left and right. If this ES signal sell is gonna stay sell, and the auto trade is not gonna take any other position beside the sell position. Once you close that position, it's not going to take a trade until the signal changed. Why? There is a reason for that. As we see right now, the ES fell to continue going to break out those levels here. It fell and coming in to a really chop area. What is going to happen to the rest? It's going to bring volatility to the Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and Russell. So in this area, when this ES come into those area here, we are not interested even in the real manual trade to take a trades between the signal and the floor fibs, because this is where most of the traders start losing money. Why? Because right now we don't have confirmation on the long trade, and we need to see if this is a pullback re-entry or it is the short trade is over. We have a lot of other system here on the side showing us where is the high time frame is, and we don't have to open a new chart. Your high time frame, if you notice on that one here, is showing the direction is still down. So on this movement here, there is a lot of amateur. An amateur trader is not a guy. An amateur trader is not a guy just started yesterday. An amateur guy can be trading for 10 years and he's still irrelevant to the trading industry. He's still talking like a kid. So it's not the timing I'm talking as an amateur. You have some traders, they have 1 year. Yesterday we have a new client, has been with us not for over a week. And when I came into his computer yesterday, we give support after a few days, one-on-one. I was very impressed with this guy. He has opened a new the indicators. He have made his own templates. Within 4 days time, he dig in to the system, and he was very impressed with the system. And he start looking at the indicators, looking each one of them, and immediately you get. And this guy is not. He's not been around the market for 10 years. This guy has been around the market for 1 year, but his purpose is try to understand the system before he start earning money. And then you have another guy, he's been around for 10 years, and he don't understand why he cannot turn on the auto trade the second day. So if this guy has been there for 10 years, to me, he's still an amateur trader. And that guy has been for 1 year. He knows better about this market than a guy who's been around for 10 years. So an amateur trader is not the timing, is the way he is looking at the market, and the way he's still not getting the idea about trading, and he just looking at numbers with auto trades. That's it. He is irrelevant, and he is not connected to the market movement. He's only looking at the money, and he don't know where this money coming from. If he's making money, he don't know where the money came from, and if he's losing money, he don't know how he lost the money. I call this guy as a disaster trader, even if he has been around for 15 years. He is no trader. He's an amateur trader. Then you pick up a guy like this one from yesterday, even if he is not on consistency after 4 days, but that guy is a professional trader. Why? Because you want to understand the market movement. He is an amateur guy and not a high-risk trader, not looking at the market, what the market is telling him. So by referring an amateur trader, especially to the new guys, does not mean because you are you've been around for a year or two, you are an amateur trader. No, there is plenty amateur traders and they've been around for 10 years. And guess what? Those guys, the one that been around for 10 years, they're not a profitable trader and they will never be profitable trader. If a guy has been around for 10 years and he didn't get it, he's not going to get it. Not today and not tomorrow. Why? He is negative. He is not in touch with the market. And negative people, they're not a good trader. And he's not in touch with the market. Even if he's been there 10 years and you look at him, he still cannot make money. Why? Because he's looking at this market just by numbers. He's not looking at the market movement. He don't understand how the market moves. He only wanted an auto trade push button, and then he's gonna make $10,000 every day, and he's gonna live happily after. Guess what? That guy is not going anywhere. He's gonna stay. If he couldn't make it in 10 years, he's not gonna make it in 20 years. He's not gonna make it in 30 years. So for the guy who's been dragging or bragging about he's been around the market for 10 years and he's not profitable, he is an amateur trader. He is a negative trader. And actually, I don't like those people to be around me, and I don't like them to come and purchase anything from me. I prefer them to go somewhere else, honestly. So a trader should be understand how this market works before he start counting his money. Future trading is a very high risk place, and there is no place for mistakes. There is no place for being negative in the trading. You have to accept it as is. You're gonna have some good days and you're gonna have some bad days. It's gonna have a rainy days. It's gonna have a summer. This is not a commercial video here, marketing video. This is a pure education place where we're not collecting anything. We're giving back to amateur trader to understand how this market works. Despite whether you like us or you don't, we are trying to give back to this trader how to look at the market before you start counting your money, before you start daydreaming how this market works. Once you understand how the market works, whether you are a manual trader or an auto trader, then you're gonna do something. For a guy who's been around for 10 years, and he's not profitable, he needs to change his the way he look at this market and start learning what is this trading all about. It's not about auto trading. For 10 years, it is about time to this person to open his eyes how this market functioned in order for you to make money. So one of the things is, I noticed for this last 10 years in the public, you cannot please everyone. And I noticed the biggest problems comes from the amateur traders. Why? Because a guy on an amateur trader, he turned on the auto trade without looking at the market. He don't know where is the ES at. He has no clue the number on the ES. He don't know if this ES has a positive or negative trend today. He don't know anything. The only thing he knows how to say it, if the auto trade makes him money at the end of the day, is a good auto trade, and if this auto trade did not make him money, is a bad auto trade. He will never say, I never looked at the market and I dived in to the chop market and I was not looking at the market. It's always the auto trade, ninja trader, internet connection, his computer, but there is nothing wrong with him. and everybody's mistake except him, which is the other way around. Most of the time, those guys, they're not going to get anywhere in the trading. Why? Because when they are auto trading, they are not looking at the market before they start auto trading. As an example, today, when we came in, I came in a few minutes ahead of time to warn our traders that this ES is not going to make it in this area here. And if we are going to go up, we're going to be facing a chop market. This is not just a free talk. This means you need to be careful when to start your auto trade. You need to look at the market before you start your auto trade. You need to look at the market before you put money, real money in the market. And this is the only way separate you from an amateur trader and a professional trader. Professional trader can make $1,000 a day and can lose tomorrow another 1,000. It's not it. Between the amateur trader, the guy is not looking at the market and the other guy is trying to learn the market. This is how I measure the trader. I do not measure the trader by their looks or by their money or by their colors or by their religion. I measure the trader is serious trader or an amateur trader. He is not into the market. So please, when I say amateur, I don't want you to be insulted, God forbid, or anything about because you are a new. No. This guy, the last customer 4 days ago, he is a very professional trader in my eye. And I have a lot of respect for him, whether he have $2,000 in his pocket or 200,000. I respect that man because he's doing the proper work. And that guy, I know he have a future. So going back to the trading right now, as we see, we have the Nasdaq firing long, and we took that signal when I was talking. You can see the Nasdaq was on the took the long trade, and as we see now, those when the new signal fired. When the new signal fired, the auto trade will start taking those trades. Immediately, you can see the Nasdaq has crossed. The Nasdaq has crossed a very important area. The Nasdaq has broke every single resistance area, and now is climbing to the target as what the system has expected, and now you can close that trade. Once we broke that area here, the critical area, and we're gonna break that last resistance line, 2952, is gonna hit that number 2958, and I'm not gonna play with it because it's followed by a projection, and I'm gonna stay on that projection. On this one here, on the YM is having a problem. There is a double resistance line, as you see here. This is very important to immediately break even on that trade because there is a good potential. If the ES turn around a little bit, the YM is going to go turn around immediately to your entry point. So once this ES break that resistance line, on 2952.75, this means we are home free on the YM, and we are gonna hit the target immediately at 2958.25. And if this ES is not gonna break that last resistance line, this YM is gonna turn around immediately to your re-entry point. So the ES is giving an oxygen to the Nasdaq and is giving an oxygen to the YM. Whether you are an ES trader, because you hear some people on the phone, I don't trade ES. Well, I don't care if you trade ES or not. Even if you are trading Nasdaq, you need to look at the ES whether you want to trade it or not, because the ES, it is the best signal in the house, can give you very clear vision. Where is this market going and where this market is struggling? As an example right now, the ES is struggling on this resistance line at 2953. Once we break the 29.53, we're going to hit home run and we're going to hit the target. If this ES not able to break the last resistance, as you see, is trying to break the last resistance line. If this ES not able to break that line, so this means we are in great trouble with the YM, and you need to close position on your YM. This is this type of an auto trade where you can let the auto trade take those trades for you, and you can control the trades. And you cannot do it overnight by let you borrow the software for a day or two, and for you expecting you to learn how to maneuver or turn around between those fib lines in 2 days. It's impossible. What you need to do, you need to sit down and practice at least for a couple of weeks to understand how to read this market between the fib line. It's not just an auto trade. You're going to activate this auto trade and you're going to get rich tomorrow. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to get rich tomorrow. You're not going to get anywhere tomorrow. You need to understand the signal when the ES is giving you right now, the reversal is having a problem at that number. So you understand your auto trade is having a problem. Your auto trade is struggling to hit the target. If we break that area here, your auto trade is going to nail it to the last tick in the market. As we see right now on the ES, on the last resistance line, you have a reversal signal, and those are not a repaint signal. It's coming in right there. It's coming in right on the top of the resistance, and it's giving you signal that this market has fatigue, have a problem, keep moving forward. It is your job, it's not the auto trade job, to evaluate your profit on that system here, to whether you want to cash in right now, you want to stay in the market, or you want to bail out of the market. This kind of auto trade is not like this kind of auto trade where you just turn it on, set your daily target, like right now this auto trade here. This is most of the guys, they are used to that kind of auto trade. Now, as we see on that auto trade, we have our daily target 1,500, 1,000, but the auto trade stays on that trade. If the market go into your direction, this auto trade is gonna stay into the profit. Even if your target is a 500 or 1,000, the auto trade is gonna stay. Why it is going to stay? Like this one here, the daily target on it, it is 1,000, and we are already nailed 2,000. Why I need to close position on 1,000 when there is a possibility for me to nail much more than 1,000 and make money in one day, so I don't have maybe to trade tomorrow Friday, as an example. So right now on this trade on the Nasdaq, we nailed 2,435, and we are coming to the last position. So this auto trade is already have 2,435 plus the 945 is still out open. So right now we have crossed over $3,000 on that trade, and it is over. This is one type of an automated trade, and the signals are a different type of an auto trade, where if you ask me, that's why we are providing, and there is some other auto trades we have in the package, but we cannot cover everything and constantly all the time. But like right now on this one here, you have 2,435. You still have one out, okay? So what you can do, you can close position here. You have a button. You can close position here, and we close position. Now we secure our profit on a 3,295 on that trade on the Nasdaq. Based on 2 minutes, we have secured 2,000 3,295. So this is one type of a trade for the trader he can use, and then you can have a short or a long trade on that chart. You can also direct this auto trade, take long trade or short trades only. On that auto trade here, it is my favorite auto trade. I personally like this kind of auto trade. Why I do like it? This is from the scalper, from the right upper corner on the scalper, and I love the ATM with it. And the reason is because I can control my profit and get all my profit between 9 or 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, depends on the market movement. It's not depends on what I want. It depends on the market movement, and then I can be done between 10, 11 o'clock and get it over with. Because I still believe the less trades we take in the market, the better off we are, and we should not take risk. As we see, as we planned, as we see, that's what we everything we say, we try. For the last few years, we've been in the public on the YouTube, and we've been correct 8 out of 10. Everything we say, what is going to happen, not what has happened. So this is a big difference, and we always trying to say what is going to happen 5 minutes ahead of time. So we are not trying to challenge what has happened. We're trying to challenge the market, what is going to happen. Anyone can see what happened in the past. And that it is the biggest challenge for any trader to predict what is going to happen in the market. And as you see what we have said from the first minute I came into this webinar today, what is going to happen and what we have a problem, where is this ES having a problem, and where is the impact is going to come on the Nasdaq and Dow Jones and the YM. So we already told you, if this ES not able to break this last area, and this one here given the oxygen for the Nasdaq and the YM, they're gonna start melting and die in front of you, and they start losing profit. And this is exactly the difference between a trader can read the market, walk away with a $2,000 on the last entry signal, and another guy walk with nothing. If Peter can make $1,000 on that chart, does not mean Mike has been around for 10 years, has not observed anything in the market, is gonna make the same amount of money. Maybe this guy, he's been around for 10 years, he's gonna walk away with minus in the account, and he's not gonna be taking a profit. And the difference is between one guy can read the market, another guy is just looking at the sky, waiting on the dollar to fall by itself. And this is the difference between two traders using the same system. So we cannot blame the system every single time. We need to blame the driver is driving the system behind it. We can go every morning. We have been going here live every single day. And we have some private webinars. This is on the private webinars for members only. We do not show up on a YouTube when we have a private webinar. But we've been coming on a YouTube every single day live and predicting the market. And we have nailed it every single time. And this is the difference between one trader and another trader. He can read the market or he cannot read the market. So we are immediately, we have some people, they've been, have the system for over a year. And sometimes they ask a question like, I wish we have that indicator. And I say, well, it is in your package. Look at it. When did you look at your package? They don't look at their package. They don't know what kind of indicators they have. They only like to turn on the auto trade and hoping everything is going to go smooth for the rest of the day. And those guys, it is nice, but it is nice also to learn and earn your money. It's not going to come handed to you in any kind of business. So this is a really key for any trader, whether you are using our system or somebody else's system, it doesn't matter. You need to learn the market, guys. There is no shortcuts in here. I don't care if you've been 1 year, 10 years. You need to learn the market the proper way, not the different way. Let's put it nicely. So, guys, right now the only thing we have, we close position, and the only thing we have is the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq is not gonna go anywhere. The reason is, if we look at the re-entry point for the ones been following us, you can see we have already added on your charts where is the re-entry point, and the market came into the same re-entry point where the system has drawn it to you on the pullback. Re-entry is 9373, and as you see, this market, the Nasdaq came in exactly to the re-entry point, and now the Nasdaq is going up. If this Nasdaq break the 93.8250, we are gonna go home run. If you are happy with $615 left on one trade, take it and leave the Ninja Trader alone today. Do not take any more live trades. You already made your takes within 20-30 minutes. You already made your profit. Leave the other disaster traders dealing with a disaster situation. The less you trade, the better off you are. Walk away from the market with less profit than to give away all your profit later on in 2 hours from now. Because in 2 hours from now, I don't know if this market is tradable or not. I have no idea. I cannot predict in 2 hours from now. There is sometimes there is time where the market is not going to give you money no matter what you do. And we know that. All the ones, they've been around for many years, they know that. The market is not willing to give you money every day. There is some situations when the market gets stuck between channels, it's not going to give you money. I don't care what you do. When the market is not moving, there is no ticks to be made. There is no ticks to earn. You know, so right now we are on the last bumper on the Nasdaq. If we break this Nasdaq here, we are gonna go straight to the target. If we're not gonna break this this last resistance line, we're gonna face a lot of chops in here. ES at the moment is not tradable. I will not call any trades for you. ES at the moment is not tradable. Why? We have a resistance line, projection, and a resistance line. And the only time you can trade the ES, once it breaks the 29.5275, you can trade the ES. If we look at the bottom of this ES, is a big, messy, and nasty ES. If you think any kind of auto trade is going to be taken a short below the 29.4350, any kind of auto trade, whether it's from us or somebody else, is going to hit a disaster. It's not going to make money. That's why we have added long only and short only on the auto trades. So for those smart people, they trained people, they are very well disciplined people, they know how to maneuver and control their auto trade on what direction. That's why we do not let an auto trade to be loose by itself. I don't control it, I don't have time to control it, but for the individual trader when he's trading, you have an option to direct this market long only and short only, or close position or post position. And they are very important. Why? If we look at this ES, if this ES break the 29.4425 to the short position, there is a lot of people are auto trading blindly, not looking at the market. They're gonna lose their pants off today. The reason is there is a lot of volatility in here. It's not the auto trade, it's the volatility facing the ES. You cannot manual trade it, you cannot auto trade it, you cannot do anything, just leave it alone. That's why when you see problem on the ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and when those market they start getting mixed. That's why you have a lot of professional traders. What they do, they refuge to the CL because the CL is trending. Well, every time you see the ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones is not trending, you will find out the CL is trending, because when those professional traders see there is a problems, what they do, they go to the CL and the CL volume goes up, and you can see the CL always trading nicely when there is a mixed market between ES and Nasdaq and Dow Jones. What they do, they turn on their auto trade to the CL. They can see it. They don't have that much money to turn on ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, Russell, CL. They know the trick. They know the market. So today when they see this market is troubling, what they do, they go on the CL. Or if they see the Nasdaq is trending, they go on the Nasdaq. When they see mess like this on an ES, the ES right now is a big mess. It's not tradable manually. It's not tradable automatically. It's not a tradable market in this position right now. So the difference between this guy has spotted, and now he is auto trading Nasdaq or CL. Another guy is an amateur trader. I don't care if he's been around 20 years. If he cannot read the market, he's still an amateur trader. And he came in and dive into an ES trade, automated to trade in ES, and the ES right now is a disaster. So which one is bad? Is it the auto trade is bad, or it is the trader himself managing that auto trade as a lousy driver? So this is the different, guys, reality. You know, tools are not magic. Tools are something to help you avoid being minus or disaster trading. Tools are not magic. Tools are not crystal, can predict the future for you for next 20 days. Tools are to make the trader's life a bit easier, whether you are auto trading or you are using indicator, but it is you have to drive those indicators and that auto trade, not me, you. And that it is require proper training, proper time to train yourself in order for you to use any kind of tools. Even if I've been around for 28 years, you give me an auto trade today, I don't know anything about that auto trade. It will take me 3 to 4 weeks before I can even go live with it. I need to know the limitation. I need to know how this auto trade handle volatility, chop market, how this market handling. Where is the limit for that auto trade? Where is his weakness on that auto trade? What is the trailing stop on that auto trade? How I can avoid the problem when I'm having a problem in the market. You cannot just take an auto trade, hook it to Ninja Trader, and start going on a cruise the second day or honeymooning. You cannot do that. And the minute when you hear a guy on the phone, why can't I use it tomorrow? And then you immediately, you have a disaster customer in your hand. And guess what? You cannot change his mind. But I have a disaster guy in my hand. So immediately you can spot the disaster trader. So as we see right now here, this Nasdaq is no use to stay with it. You just put it right behind the support area. And if this market breaks that support area, that's mean no use to cry over it. And if the market did go up, that's fine. But at the moment, the market is a disaster. There is not much there we can do. Now the market is a switch in between long and short. As we have read it from the first minute we were on the webinar, I told you if this market gonna go up, we're gonna hit some problems today, and we did. And right now, the condition of the YM, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones, you cannot any longer swing trading. You see where I put my stop loss? I put it, and I hit my stop loss behind the projection and the support area. You do not leave your stop loss up in the air, and then you leave it right here. If this market broke that area here, there's no use to cry over it. And if the market decided to turn around and go back long, then I have it to protect it and protect my profit. And this situation does not mean you can be out of business for the rest of the day. No. You can use the scalper on the right upper corner here. As you see, we have a new signal on the CL sell position at 32.67, target 32.35. The target is not a fixed target. So every time you have a new signal, the system calculates the market movement, and every time will give you different target. It's not fixed target. Like on this kind of auto trade, we'll take a different one than the NASDAQ. We just closed the YM. On this kind of auto trade, this one also the target 1000 and a closed position. On this kind of auto trade, you say target 120 takes, target 230 takes, 40 takes, whatever, and then when you hit the target, you hit the target. On that kind of auto trade, it's not fixed target. It is the system calculate, depends on the market movement, and then calculate it for you and tell you where we are expecting to exit out of that trade. So when the market is trending, the target is very high, and when the market is not trending, the targets are very small. As an example, you can see on the NASDAQ today, earlier today the market was trending, and that's why you have a very high target today on the NASDAQ, because it is calculated based on the market movement. When the market does not move, you will have a small target. You will not have big swing trade like you see right now. So on every signal, when you get from the market analyzer, whether you are swing trading or you are scalping, every target has been calculated differently. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. On the market analyzer is the old CL. I'm sorry. Yes. No, we have it right on the charts, but there is no trade on the scalper. But on the market analyzer is the older contract. So what you do is very easy. You put the new contract. You remove this one. Thank you, Ben. And then you add the new one here. But we have it. We have the CL on the scalper 30-second already into the trade. And as you see here, we crossed the fib line. And once we cross this fib line, we're going down to the 31.59. So this is okay. Guys, there is not much to do on the ES and NASDAQ. I'm sorry. And I would not advise you when we have the new signal right now on the ES, on the YM and NASDAQ ES, you should not take those trades because I don't see the ES and the YM is going to go anywhere at the moment. We got into big pile of mud in here. And if we look at the ES, it does not look pretty to the downside. And we're having a problem to go up. So we just start diving into a lot of problems on the ES. So I strongly advise you to be careful how you want to trade the ES, and the rest is up to you. We all adult people here. So on the scalp, I don't have that much on the scalpers. They're all closed position. We still have the YM. Once we cross this line, we're going to hit the 24th. This is the only trade we have left, and there is not much. So there is not much going on, and when there is not much going on, I'm not going to call a trade for you. We're going to stay on a quiet mood for a few minutes, and when the market start moving, we will be talking again. Thank you. So on this YM, I don't know if the microphone was on or off, but on this YM, I will not follow that signal, because I will not follow any short signal right now. The reason is it requires a little faster trader to understand what's going on sometimes. First of all, you have a support area at 29.3875. We need to survive it. You see, if we look at the ES movement, guys, we have a fired signal short, very fine. But I'm not interested in that trade, actually, and I'm going to make it a bit tight on it. The reason is we are playing dangerous trade right now as we speak. Why? Because we have a support area at 29.3850. This is our first problem right now in this trade. We need to know what is the problems in the market and what is good place to trade sometimes. Once we cross this 29.3875, you're going to have a big bumper. If we can survive that area here, we're going to stop right here at 29.3625. So here is the evaluation on that one. You are taking your chances on winning on that trade shrink to 3%, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, because you are playing a dangerous game on that one, and it is a very high risk trade at the moment we are trading. Why? I'm aware of this problem, and look, when the market is talking to you, you have to understand what this market is telling you. This market, when they fired the signal between those two lines, it came into that line here and was not able to break. Came in the second time, the third time, and is still not able to break. Can you see that? If we break that area here, if this trader using that auto trade and we broke that area, he knows his limitation on that trade is not going to go that far. He's got to cash in somewhere around here. Now the system has estimated the target 29.1044. It is a long way from home to get this target. Why? First of all, you need to look always on the timing. The ES, the first bumper he have is 29.3875. Once we problem, if we are able to cross it, we're going to stop at 29.36. At the 29.36, if there is not enough seller, this market is turning around and going back to the same re-entry point, and then you are in the green, and then immediately you're going to turn to the red. So as we see here, the market gave you warning before it happened. It gave you the first warning, the second warning, the third warning, the fourth warning, and you did not respond to the danger in the market, and you keep looking, expecting the auto trade to do the magic, and it's not going to do the magic. So what we have situation on the ES is trying to come into the support area at 28.3875, is not able to break it. Is trying to get out of the 29.41 level, is not able to break it. So where this ES got stuck, it got stuck in that channel. And the ES is trying to find a breakout somewhere, somehow, either both of direction. So right now what I do to minimize our losses on that trade, I don't need to invest too much money on it because I recognize what's going on that trade. And if the market broke that area here, I realize it's going to be a little problem on the way to hit the target. Most likely, I will keep my eye on this area here to take a profit from that area and override the auto trade. If you go back with this video, we told you before the signal came in, I will not take a short. Be careful with it. And the reason is, does not look good on it, and it was a really nasty picture here on the chart. And always when you are using the minute, it's giving you, when you are using the minute, it's giving you exact idea how the market is trending. That's why the minute maybe is not as pretty as the Renko bar, but I don't care about the beauty. I wanted to earn money. And on the Renko bar can give me fakes movement, where on the minute I can get precisely what's going on in the market. So we recognize the problem before it happened, and the market, once an exit that number here, got another problem right there at this projection. So it is very tight market today, and I know it. I can see it before it happened 10 minutes ago, and I did not recommend anyone to take short trades. So this is the biggest challenge for this guy when they want to go live. It's not what's happening, it's what is going to happen. And everything we say, 8 out of 10, it happened. Everything we say, 8 out of 10, it happened. So this is where the fine line between an amateur trading and a professional trading. It's not who make $100 today. No, because could be this guy made $100 by a mistake. He hit the short button, and the market came in to the same direction and hit the same. This is a lucky trade. But when we are talking about consistency, there is no luck in the consistency. There is no luck in the trading. What it is, it is. So as we see here right now, this market is a struggling market, and we recognize that. So we are taking our trades off, and we are no longer interested in this one here. Five minutes from now or 10 minutes from now, the market can be changing situation, can be changing direction, and then maybe the doors are open again, and then we can start trading. This is the most important critical area where a guy can make money, stop, then when he sees the market start trending again, turn on again and start trading. As we see on the scalper market analyzer, now all the signals has changed, and now it's firing the signals buy, and the whole momentum on this market changing within minutes, and very soon we will have within a minute a very clean picture what's going on in the market, and then we can dive into a trade again. So it is not you and me decide when we want to take a trade. It is the market allow us to let us know, and the market is very clear, telling you what's going on, allowing you to understand when you need to activate your auto trade or deactivate it, take in a manual trade, take an auto trade, take a signal trade. You have all the tools you need, but also you need to manage. So what the auto trade is going to do to you, when the system fired short in here and it got bumped into a support area, what the auto trade does, you're using ours or somebody else, we knew manually what is going to happen, but what your auto trade has to do with that. If the auto trade took a trade and the market couldn't break that wall, what has to do with your auto trade? Nothing. Just the market couldn't break this support area. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it is reading it. It's not the auto trade fault. It's you did not recognize what's going on in the market. Because you have an auto trade does not mean this market is gonna break the support line for you. You have no inventory in this market. You have nothing in this market. You're just renting an ES. Why the market has to break this line just for you? Because you have an auto trade? So again, guys, this is the difference between a guy knows the market and a guy is an amateur, has been around for many years, and he still don't know what he's doing. So at the moment here, all hands off on the trading. There is no trades. The only thing you can do in this situation, using the scalper, no more swing trading. On the scalper here, on the right upper corner on the scalper, now we are, you see, this is where you have an option between a scalping and swing trading. We swing trade this morning. We made enough ticks. We made enough ticks for any other trader can make in 1 week. And that's what we do every morning. When the market start dying out on us, it does not mean we can be off the chart somewhere. And if you still wanted to get involved in a couple more trades before 12 o'clock, you have the 15-second on the right upper corner. This is the market analyzer. Can trade between those lines. As an example, this is the 15-second scalper. Those days are done from the 80s. This does not fit in 2020, where the algorithm become very aggressive and the internet has become aggressive. This is in the late 80s, early 90s. It's no longer a trader can trade with one size of shoe and gonna hit the market and make it. It's not. It's no longer this exists. We are in 2020. We're not in the 80s anymore. In the 80s, early 90s, the MACD was the best things ever happened to the market. Now it's nothing. It's become irrelevant to the market. As you see here, because now we are getting closer to the lunch hours, I have 335. I want to increase my profit on it. The trailing stop is based on Fibs, but now we are getting closer. Secure some of the profit. I don't care. NASDAQ, this is 445. That's very fun. NASDAQ, we are going in the hole in the NASDAQ, so I'm going to go ahead and put the second one on the Fib line. Russell. If this market now turn around, that even protect myself. I don't want to get and dive into this big mess on the ES. Look, the ES is having the same problem on the scalper. There is a resistance line at 29.49. I don't trust it now. We already made our ticks for today, so I'm gonna break even. At least I know I'm on a free ride, free trade. Now, there is nothing costing me. There is no money costing me. Even if the market come back and close me down, I'm still walking away with money. At the same time, I protected my profit, at least break even, and the commission to the broker. So I'm done. So we can always find a trade, even on a slow day or on the chop day. If there is nothing to trade with the swing trading, we can go ahead and use the scalping and immediately breaking even on the scalper, protect your profit, get your ticks. It could be $100 today, it could be $500 today, it could be nothing today. Welcome to trading. There is no guarantee tomorrow is going to be 1,000 or 100 or minus 100. There is no guarantee in this business. Whatever you get on a daily basis, this is it. So right now we closed all position and we still have one trade is on the NASDAQ. So if you calculate how we broke out around $300-400 on the scalping. That's very fine. And I tied up the stop loss on the NASDAQ to when you recognize there is a bad position, your auto trade taken. The smartest way is to exit out of a bad trade as minimum as possible, so you will not be paying the price. And when the market is trending, we don't need to dummy trail stop. We need to move our trailing stop in a smart way and going from one fib line to another and protect our profits. So at the moment, we still have one more trade. And as you see, it came into the floor fibs, but we closed position. I don't want to take any chances on it. We still have a couple of trades on the scalper, and immediately I'm going to break even. Now it start getting closer to 12 o'clock. I don't trust the market anymore. So now I break even on the CL, and now we are okay. And then we'll take the gold. Those are the last ones for today. And what we are doing, this one here, the gold is a struggling market, so I'm not going to give it too much money. I'm going to go ahead and cut my losses on it. There is nothing, there is no support line, there is nothing in that. So we're going to go ahead and cut our losses on this one here. So there we go. We can make a few ticks on the way out, and no stress. Let the auto trade take the trades, and we can manage the trade. Managing the trades is more important. Managing the trades, managing the market, it is more important than the auto trade itself. You drive the auto trade, and you need to drive any kind of auto trade. You need to manage that auto trade. You are a manager, and you need to learn it. Don't just leave it hanging up in the air. So guys, this is the last trades for us today. And this one here closed. That's fine. And now we are going on the last couple of trades. We broke even on the CL. And I'm going to break even on the NASDAQ. I don't trust it. A lot of volatility today. And now I'm secured on those. And I'm secured on the CL. They are on a free ride, free trades. I don't care what happened to them anymore. And I don't have to be nervous on this. So there we go. We are done. And we still have one more trade. And we are done. So you can see how the market performed. And now it is 10:59 and we are done with the trading. This is the way it has to be. Anything right now in this market is not attractive for me. If I'm missing $1,000 on a trade right now, I don't care. Because now if I'm trying to chase here the market, I'm gambling. I'm not anymore trading. So that's all what it is for today. We are already done. Protect your profit and go home. That's it. And what happened after that is not our problem. Let those amateur traders dive in and lose money as much as they can. Lorenzo. Lorenzo is one of our customers. I don't know, it's almost a year. And when he came in, this is an example. And, we have an option with the zone. You get a 3 months free trial. And then after that, if you want it, when you become a customer, you get 3 months. If you like it, you can have the subscription. And Leon is one of, Lorenzo is one of them. He didn't think too much about the zone, actually. And this guy is a brilliant guy. It's not an easy guy. He's in California. And then now he's been with us for almost a year. And finally, after he been with us, he went and purchased again the fibs, couple of months ago or a month ago, something like this. And he was on one attitude when he came in. He's a great guy from the first day. Very respected man. Great guy, but the way he was thinking about trading, and after he's been with us almost, and this is his comments yesterday, and And this is what we are trying to cover. And this is his comments. I don't need to read it. You read it yourself. And now he hear me. And he just sent us a message again. He will never trade without FIBs. And this is one example out of over 500 members. So, of course, you still have some members. They are on a different planet. We cannot do anything about it. But understanding the FIBs in the market, whether you are auto trader or not, understand your level and where is the destination of that trade. As an example right now, the YM fired the position. I know exactly what is my destination on it, and I already know where is the problem on it. So it's not the indicators, it's the FIBs. And it has to be perfect FIBs, not from a used car salesman. I mean, it has to be a proper FIBs. But folks, we already did our takes. No use to sit down and now it's 11 o'clock. We're done. We made what we want to make, and we will see you again on Wednesday. We will see you again on Thursday, the same channel, the same time, 10 o'clock. I want to say, please be safe. And guys, please do not take anything personal. I wish somebody, when I was a kid, somebody come out and put out like what this luxury we have right now with YouTube, internet, and our days it was no internet. I wish we had somebody guiding us when we were young, like I'm trying to guide young people here. And you will, I wish, and what we are doing here, you can take it, you can leave it, you can discredit it, you can brush it off, but I guarantee you one time you're gonna go back and look for every video we have made for an education and for you to go back and learn yourself. I promise you, you will be doing that one day. Once you start wake up to the reality, you're gonna start digging to all our videos one by one, not to buy anything from us, but to learn how to look at the market. This is the most important things, how to look at the market and stop daydreaming what you see on the commercials. God bless you all. Be safe, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bye for now.